Hi, a few of the teachers that I'm working with have asked me to explain what I mean when I say teach critical thinking. So that's what we'll do today on ToK Today. Welcome to ToK Today. Likes, subscriptions and comments are much appreciated. Critical thinking is core to understanding and achieving high scores in ToK. I think that critical thinking has two main elements to it. Firstly, it's identifying the strengths and weaknesses in an argument. Now, this is often called evaluation. And secondly, it's being able to develop alternative explanations to those that are presented. Now, there are, of course, many other elements that contribute to critical thinking, but by focusing on these two skills in particular, we target the skills and knowledge that students need to do well in ToK. The most effective way that I've found to teach these two critical thinking skills is for students to explore the concept of knowledge issues. Now, I know that term doesn't appear in the latest ToK guide, but it's still relevant to ToK. Because by knowledge issues, I mean any factor that may change or influence knowledge either in its acquisition, production, development or evaluation. Now, there are many knowledge issues, but some of the key ones that are relevant to ToK are reliability, validity, selectivity, predictability, hierarchy, inference, misrepresentation, and the various types of bias. Now, obviously, these knowledge issues are linked to the 12 core ToK concepts. And in many ways, the concepts themselves constitute knowledge issues. As such, I like to see the 12 core concepts as constituting categories of knowledge issues. And then specific knowledge issues cluster underneath each of those primary conceptual categories. For example, culture is one of the 12 core ToK concepts. Therefore, it can be a primary category as a knowledge issue. And we can group underneath culture other knowledge issues such as misrepresentation, inference, confirmation bias, schema, and so on and so on. Okay, let's get on to how to teach these knowledge issues. Well, there are many different ways to teach knowledge issues. So I'm going to briefly outline 3 learning engagements or activities that I found useful in the ToK classroom. The first activity is to ask students to group knowledge issues under the 12 ToK core concepts and then to justify the allocation of the knowledge issue to the particular concept. Now, you can give the students a list of knowledge issues to get them started and then they can add their own. Now, this activity has a number of benefits. Firstly, it increases student familiarity with the ToK concepts. Secondly, it increases understanding of the knowledge issues as students debate under which category each knowledge issue should be placed. I'll put a link to an example and resources for this activity in the video description for teachers who want to pick it up and improve it in their own classroom. Okay, the second activity is the application of knowledge issues to real-world examples. So to do this, you start by teaching a few knowledge issues up front to the class, just to make sure that everyone understands what the knowledge issues are. And then you can present the students with a real-world case study or an example and ask them to identify the potential knowledge issues that could be relevant to that example. And then to explain why those knowledge issues are relevant and how they're relevant. And this is helping to develop one of the core ToK skills for both the exhibition and the essay, and that's the extrapolation of ToK issues from real-world examples. Now, I'll also put a link to an example of this activity and resources for this activity in the video description. So if you're a ToK teacher and you want a free lesson, you can pick it up from me in the video description and then improve it in your own classroom. Okay, the final activity that I often use to teach critical thinking is an adaptation of Edward de Bono's 6 thinking hats. If you've never heard of this, the 6 thinking hats are a cognitive framework devised by psychologist Edward de Bono designed to promote alternative ways of thinking. And each hat has a colour that represents a direction or a way of thinking. In this activity, I'll give each student or group of students a particular hat, such as the white hat for facts, or the green hat for new ideas, so on and so on. And then I'll present the whole group with a real-world problem, or a scenario, or a dilemma. And the students then have to analyse the scenario using their hat-based thinking directions. And they can then present their analysis to the rest of the group. Now, we can modify this activity in various ways. For example, we can get groups to change hats during the activity, or the whole group can work together using one hat at a time. Now, the benefits of this activity is it promotes an understanding of perspective, context, the intention of both the knowledge producer and the knower, and many other ToK useful skills. So there we have it, 3 easy methods for teachers to use to teach critical thinking in the ToK classroom. We don't need to watch endless videos or read lengthy tracts of text to learn ToK. We can learn ToK by focusing on ToK skills and building fun, short activities around them. Now, for more information and ideas, head over to the toktoday.com blog, and if you have suggestions for content, then please feel free to contact me at daniel@toktoday.com. And if you're a teacher and you want help planning your course or coaching or working with me in any way, also contact me at daniel@toktoday.com. Stay talktastic, my friends. Bye.